welcome to Sensibly Cynical. My name is Sean, and with me, as always, is Frank Jack. What's up, Frank?
What's up, Sean?
All right, Frank, you know what time it is?
March.
Yeah, that means it's March Madness. It's the way tournament, you know?
It's no tournament. You got Duke as the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, my alma mater got fucked in the bracket.
How does Duke go from being out of the top 1 seeds to winning their conference and becoming the 1 overall seed?
I mean, it should be interesting. I mean, Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett over there. They're definitely the top 2 combo in the league, or in their league, obviously, but in the country, you know. So they're over there, and they gave them the East bracket, and then they got the winner of, as I said, my alma mater, UCF and VCU. You know, that's an interesting 8-9 matchup.
VCU is going to beat them.
That's an 8-9 matchup. That's interesting. You know, those
VCU
are always
is going to win.
Well, I think UCF is going to win. I think
VCU is
we have a 7'6" center. How are they going to stop our 7'6" center?
Does he know how to play basketball?
Yeah, he's.
It's all about knowing how to play basketball.
He's got 75% field goal percentage, highest in the country. Because all he has to do is lay the ball up.
Other than the Shockers, you guys don't play anybody, and you guys already dropped 6 games. So
I mean, VCU is pretty legit. I mean,
we're a basketball school. This is basketball.
Houston's pretty good. I mean, Houston's good too. You know, we play Houston, but I mean. And then you got. What do you think about the 5-12 matchup? You like Mississippi State over Liberty? Liberty's coming in.
I think it's gonna be tough.
You got those 12-5 matchups.
I think Liberty might take a shot. I mean, right now I want to say that Mississippi State's gonna win, but I think Liberty very much has the potential for the upset.
I mean, yeah, Liberty is 28-6. I mean, anytime you come in with a record like that, you know. Mississippi State, even though
UCF still isn't good.
Even though Mississippi State has 10 losses, I could see Liberty pulling the upset. Yeah, I could see Liberty doing it, but am I going to take Liberty? No, I'm taking it. You know, as much as the 12 seed's interesting, I mean they're in that no one gives a fuck who knows what the fuck the conference they're in. Mississippi State plays SEC, battle tested every game. So I don't know. That's a tough one. So you're going with Liberty?
I think Liberty has a shot.
Yeah, I think I'll. Yeah.
I think Mississippi State.
I don't really care enough, so I guess I'll agree with you there. So we're moving Liberty on. What about in the same region, the East region? We got Virginia Tech Hokies, number 4 seed versus St. Louis, the Billikens.
St. Louis is going to beat Virginia Tech. They're garbage.
Virginia Tech's
garbage.
Well, they got a 4 seed though.
Garbage.
So you think they were overseeded?
Yes.
They're going to lose. The committee.
They're gonna lose.
I mean, they went 24-8. Yeah, that seems like a lot of losses for a 4 seed.
They're gonna lose.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, St. Louis has 12 losses, but St. Louis is underrated.
Virginia Tech just something about that school. They don't got the it factor to win.
All right. And then Maryland's the 6th seed, but. They play the winner of the first. I believe they play the winner of the first 4. Belmont and Temple. Belmont. Did you hear about Belmont? They were a highly debated team. Frank. They lost there. They went 25-5 in their conference, right? And they choked in the final. And so that was the media loved that story. It was a media story for a couple of days. Would they get in there? So they got in at 25-5. But they got to go to Dayton and play the Temple Owls in the first 4. So they got it, but they got apparently they have a 3-point shooter who's 3 3-pointers away. I believe it's that school. He's got a bunch of 3-pointers, and I think he's toward a record or something. I don't know, but they're kind of a Cinderella pick. So I'm taking Belmont over Temple. What about you?
I think Belmont's gonna beat Maryland.
So you got Belmont over Temple in the first 4, and then you got. That's actually a good point because I forgot the stats, but the person who wins the first 4 gets momentum, Frank?
Right, absolutely.
I mean, they get momentum and
they have to play in the tournament.
So there's actually stats that back up that if you win the first 4, you get momentum. I mean, what team was it a while back that made a run? I mean, I think it was it Syracuse or Tennessee? Someone made a run that won the first 4. I forgot who it was.
Syracuse won in the first 4.
Did they?
A while back.
Yeah.
They won a few rounds.
I thought Tennessee made it too.
A lot of teams win in the first 4 and make runs.
I think VCU actually made a run out of the first 4. Something like that. It happens,
It happens actually pretty regularly.
So that's actually a good pick. So in that same region, we got let's see, we're still on the East. Okay, in that same region, we got the other 3-4 team. We got LSU and Yale. The Yale is coming out of the Ivy League.
Yale. Ivy League's gonna win that one.
Yeah, actually, I've heard that pick. I've heard that pick from like
Yale's
ESPN.
gonna win.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yale's gonna win. All right, got an interesting matchup, Frank. The 7-10 on this round. Louisville and Minnesota. Or excuse me, Minnesota for the locals.
Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
ACC, man, their basketball school too.
So it's Big Ten though. Big Ten's underrated.
Louisville.
I know. I'm just saying, Big Ten's a basketball school too. But you're yeah, feel like Minnesota was overseeded. I got Louisville in that one too. All right, this is when we get to another Cinderella. Oh, by the way, before we even started on Duke, obviously you're picking them over the 16 seed. We didn't actually say it, but of course. Michigan State, number 2 seed, versus Bradley, the 15 seed.
Obviously, Michigan State.
I'm going Michigan State, but Bradley, I feel like Bradley was underseeded.
Well, they were the 15 seed, so.
No, but I feel like they got screwed seeding wise. They're a pretty good team. Some people were saying they deserve to be seeded higher, like 14,
Like 14?
or 13.
Oh.
No, I'm just saying they got an unfortunate draw. That's all I'm saying. But I mean, that's what happens. All right, on the West, number 1 seed in the West, which is kind of because some people were saying Michigan State should have got the 1 seed out West, but it was Gonzaga. How you feel like Gonzaga's chances this year out West?
They'll make it to the second round.
You don't think higher than that?
No.
I mean,
No.
they got the winner of Syracuse and Baylor. Who you guys say who playing them in the second round? Syracuse or Baylor? Well, of course, you're from New York. Of course, you're going to take your home state team.
Syracuse will beat Baylor.
The Orange will beat Baylor.
Absolutely.
Marquette and Murray State has the number one. It's Marquette and Murray State. You hear about John Morant?
What about John Morant?
He's a first rounder, top 5 maybe draft pick in the draft this year, and he went to Murray State because for some fucking reason he fell through the recruiting. People didn't recruit him, and he fell through the cracks. And now he's averaging. I think they were saying that if you combine, I saw the stat today on SportsCenter. This John Morant, he has the most points per game, rebounds, and assists. You add them all up since Trae Young.
Okay, yeah, but he's playing also on.
So that's how some people are picking Murray State to go on a run because they want to see this kid. Right. You don't see him in the whoever the fuck conference they're in.
Right, but they
want to see the kid.
He also probably has to score that much because he's playing with jokers
and against Marquette out there. I mean, so I just wanted to preface that before I ask you for your pick: Murray State or Marquette.
Marquette still.
Over that kid?
Seed, yeah.
Well, you think that kid's just gonna get tired out?
I think he's just a good player on a bad team.
Yeah, a lot of people are. I'm going with the kid. I'm going with Murray State.
All right. Yeah, I just think he's a good player on a bad team.
Well, he's carried.
He's
carried him.
It's gonna make him money though.
All right, and then we got. That'd be a tough matchup though for Syracuse if they get Marquette. They're both in the Big East. So.
Well. It would be after they played Gonzaga.
Yeah. If they get to, yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right. Scratch that. But I'm saying if they meet down the road, that would be interesting. But but also to your point, you said you have Gonzaga losing to Syracuse, so eventually they would meet Marquette.
Potentially. Do you think that's gonna happen?
You think you're picking Florida State over Vermont?
I'm picking Florida State over probably this whole bracket.
To win the whole thing?
This whole bracket.
The region. You mean the West region?
The region. I'm thinking Florida State to win the whole region.
All right, and we got out there in the 6th seed, which surprised a lot of people. Buffalo sitting out there, and they're playing the winner of Arizona State and St. John's. Isn't that New York?
Yeah.
The Johnnies made
it's in Alabama, out by Albany, isn't it?
I don't know, but the Johnnies made the bracket. What do you think about that? They snuck in. They were on the bubble.
Yeah. They'll obviously beat Arizona State, but they're going to lose to Buffalo. Buffalo's on a mission right now. And
I mean, it's a 3 o'clock. It's a 3 o'clock game on a Friday. I mean,
they're going to keep going. I think they're going to win. They're going to keep
on TNT. All right. Then we got. Oh, I like this matchup. I'm not really too high on Texas Tech this year, but it's Texas Tech and Northern Kentucky.
I don't have too much faith
which
in
which
Northern Kentucky. I think Texas
I want
Tech's
to
going
see
to win
the
that one.
records on these teams before I pick. Texas Tech 26-6, Northern Kentucky 26-8. But yeah, who the fuck did you play if you're Kentucky? Yeah, I'm going with Texas Tech, Big 12. I mean,
Texas Tech's going to win that game.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Northern Kentucky is 26-8, but yeah, who the fuck did you play? So yeah, I'm going with Texas Tech on that one. Um, and then going down, see, oh, Nevada and Florida, my brother's school. I got the Gators.
Florida, yeah, Florida's going to beat Nevada.
Nevada's made a good run now. They're 7 for a reason out there.
Seven for
No,
a
but
reason.
for a small conference though, like they're from the WAC and they got a 7 seed. So that's my point.
Florida's going to beat them.
Is you have to be really good to get a 7 seed in the WAC.
Florida's going to beat them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying Nevada's my sleeper team. And if they weren't playing Florida, I would take Nevada. But they're playing Florida, so I have no choice. I'd be crucified by my family and then take the Gators.
Crucified by your family if you didn't pick the Gators.
Yeah, they're all Gator fans, all of them.
What kind of weird family do you have?
Not literally, but anyway, so it won't matter.
So
they won't listen to this.
I take Florida over
Michigan
Nevada.
and Montana.
Michigan, obviously.
Want to do it, Frank? 15 every once in a while. I want to look at the records first. I think I'm going.
Montana.
Hold on.
Are you crazy?
26-8. Oh, I want to do it. I can't do it. Michigan. I'm going Michigan. I want to do it so bad. Michigan. No, Michigan. I feel like Montana though will give them a run.
I don't know.
People are gonna be like you, Montana, and then when they look at the score, you know, late was it late? It's a late night game too. So when people see it late, you know, Montana's gonna give Michigan a run, but I think they're gonna fall short. So who do you got between Florida and Michigan though?
Florida.
Really?
Yes.
Why? It's because they played in the SEC, and you think it's battle tested out there?
No, I just don't like the Big Ten in basketball. That's Michigan State.
All right, so let's start. Let's go in the top right of the bracket. Let's go to the South. The team that lost to the 16th seed last year, Virginia. They're back as a 1 seed versus Gardner-Webb, who some people think is scary.
I think Virginia actually wins this time.
They think they beat Gardner-Webb out there?
Yeah, and that was last year. That was the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. UMBC. The I don't want to say their nickname wrong, but yeah. Were they the Rottweilers? I don't know. But they lost. Yeah, they lost to the UMBC. They didn't just lose to them. They got destroyed last year. You know?
Now, people were saying things because Virginia was the 1 seed.
Frank doesn't really watch the tournament that much, but when he sees shit like right, Frank, when you see like a shit like a 16 beat a 1, then you get interested. When you saw that last year?
No, believe it or not, I actually do like basketball, you idiot.
No, so but anyway, I'm talking about you don't follow the NCAA tournament until it gets until.
That's not true at all. But Virginia, people were saying that because they were 1 seed in their conference and they lost in the semis. They lost, so they're very choky, but I think they win this time.
We know something about that. I'm just kidding.
I think they win this time.
What about Mississippi and Oklahoma? Who do you got in that 8-9?
I'd take the higher seed in that one, the 8 seed.
All right, then let's see. Wisconsin and Oregon.
Quack.
No, I got Wisconsin. They got a veteran, senior laden team out there. You know, they got a senior laden team out there, and
you don't think they're gonna go home early?
No, because I think they have a lot of seniors, and I think in the tournament, when crunch time happens, I think Wisconsin's gonna figure out a way.
All right, let's see what happens.
And then they're gonna play Kansas State.
Who's gonna? Yeah, obviously they're gonna win.
Irvine looks good.
What about Nova and St. Mary? What do you think about that one?
Nova, even though they're young, they lost a lot of seniors. They're vulnerable this year. This is gonna be a very interesting. That's
game.
why the 11-6 always happens.
This is gonna be very hard. It's hard to take Villanova to lose first round though.
Well, let's see St. Mary's. I gotta check out. Let's see St. Mary's record. 22-11.
I mean, St. Mary's.
They're usually better than that though.
St. Mary's can very much beat them, but it's gonna be hard to take Villanova in March. I mean,
It's a 6:20 tip.
That's the whole reason people go to that
Central.
college, isn't it? Just to watch the March Madness.
I mean, yeah, no, they actually. I think they have a D2 football school, but no one gives a fuck.
I think it's pretty hard to pick against them. So you gotta go Villanova there.
All right, I'm going in an upset. Here's my upset.
Old Dominion's
Old
gonna be
Dominion
pretty-
over
yeah.
Purdue. That's my upset.
I agree. I agree because Old Dominion. Maybe it's just based on the football season when they made that big upset against Virginia Tech, but that school. I mean,
You know where Old Dominion is, Frank?
in Richmond.
No, kind of. It's in Norfolk.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
It's not. So that's not kind of. It's in Norfolk. Okay.
Yeah, it is in Norfolk. Richmond is VCU,
Okay.
which
So
is why I'm pissed because it's my two favorite schools.
okay. So Old Dominion's in Norfolk. So not nowhere near Richmond.
Richmond
My
is
bad.
Richmond is VCU.
But yeah, Old Dominion. That is the name of the state of Virginia, and yeah. So I do expect that.
Yeah, I'm
maybe-
picking
think
Old
they would be-
Dominion. I think they have a good team. They're coming in strong with a 26-8 record. So
I'm gonna say there's an upset there. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, shit, they have more wins than Purdue, even though they're who do they play? But still, I think Old Dominion, because I think Purdue is going to come in and take them for granted. So we got Old Dominion over them, and then this is a matchup, Frank. Cincinnati or Iowa, two contrasting styles out there. Cincinnati's the other American school. I think they're also in the same conference as UCF was. So you got
Yeah, that's true.
Cincinnati out there.
Though, man. Cincinnati is old Big 12.
The
man.
American got 4 bids, I think, this year.
They're an old
So,
Big 12 team. I think they're gonna make it this year. I think they're gonna win that.
I'm gonna go conference loyalty. I'm gonna go Cincinnati.
Picking everything I do.
No, I didn't know you were gonna pick ODU though. Tennessee or Colgate? Oh, come on.
Tennessee, obviously. Yeah.
Jesus. All right. North Carolina, Wyoming.
Yep.
They're number 1 seed out there. Utah State and Washington. I'm going Utah State.
Washington.
Utah State. I think Utah State is deadly out there from 3. And I just think, they have a lot of shooters out there. And I just think in the long run, they're going to find a way to stop Washington late and sneak out of there as an 8 seed. Even though they have the higher seed, I think that people are expecting the Power 5 to win that one. And I just don't see it happening. But you do, so there you go.
I absolutely do. So Auburn, New Mexico State.
I got New Mexico State in upset.
Me too, because
Really?
Auburn,
Oh man! Every time.
Auburn is a
Charles Barkley, is that why?
No, because Auburn's a goddamn football school. They don't
Well,
have good basketball.
What's that say, Frank, on New Mexico State's record?
30-4.
There you go. That's my reason.
26 against.
I knew that.
And Auburn, they don't even know where they are.
I knew that. I was gonna pick them no matter what. I
lost.
knew that they were 30-4. No way in hell I'm not picking New Mexico State. 30-4 out there versus
Auburn's lost.
even though Auburn won the conference tournament.
They don't know where they are.
They won the conference tournament, so that's
Right.
why they even got that high. So I think they're just coming off a high of a conference tournament win, and I think they're gonna come in like high and mighty, and say who the fuck's New Mexico State, and New Mexico State's gonna say, bam.
Yeah, New Mexico State's gonna win that, obviously.
Kansas or Northeastern?
Kansas.
Iowa State or Ohio State got in. They were on the
Iowa
bubble.
State.
No, I got Iowa State.
That's what I said. Ohio State.
Oh, I think you said Ohio. Oh, Iowa State in that one. Houston or Georgia State?
Houston.
I got Georgia State in upset.
All right.
I'm thinking this Midwest bracket's where you're gonna get the upset city, as Dick Vitale would like to say.
Upset City.
I think
that's pretty much what I said in the East.
I think an up and down in the Midwest. I think we're gonna start seeing the upsets happen out there.
Okay.
I just think Georgia State out there late on Thursday. Houston's not gonna expect it. They're gonna look ahead to Iowa State out there, and I think Georgia State pulls it. Wofford and Seton Hall. Wofford is really good. People haven't really heard about them.
Seton Hall's gonna win that one.
I got Wofford in the win. I think that they have too much shooting, 3-point shooting. Kentucky and Abilene Christian.
Obviously Kentucky.
And I think that's it now
Right.
for the first rounds. And then let's go back to the East.
Who do you think's gonna be in the Final Four?
And you want to go to the Final Fours? All right. My Final Four.
Who do you think's gonna win this next round against Duke and?
Oh, so you do want to do the second? Oh, I got UCF. I'm a homer.
Oh yeah.
But who do I think between UCF and Duke? Duke.
I think VCU is going to upset Duke.
I think
I think people are going to be upset.
I
And I
think
think
Duke. I
VCU is going
think
to upset Duke.
UCF's going to give Duke a run, and I think Duke wins. So we
VCU
have different.
VCU is going to beat Duke.
We just have different views on that. That's okay. Did we both pick Liberty, or did you pick? I think I picked Mississippi State in that. I don't know. Or no, we both picked Liberty.
So I think Liberty is going to lose anyway to St. Louis, and I think St. Louis is going to go on from there. I don't think any of these. I don't think 5 or 4 is going to be in there.
Yeah, I think St. Louis is going to make a run out here. I got St. Louis making a run. I think Maryland is going. You think Maryland's going to be out by Belmont? I think we'll get a weird matchup where it's Belmont versus LSU, and
No,
then,
I think Yale is going to be in the Sweet 16.
so we just got different things out here. I mean, Louisville and Michigan State. So to get out of the East? Who's your East Regional final pick? To get out of the East, so the Elite Eight out here.
The Elite Eight.
Yeah. So who's gonna face
Michigan State.
Oh,
against
you said
VCU.
Duke. You said Duke's gonna be done. So.
VCU against Michigan State.
And that's going to be your pick to get out of the East? And
Well, no, to win it, it's going to be Michigan State.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To the Final Four, you mean?
Yeah, who's going to go to the Final Four from
Michigan
East
State?
Regional? Michigan State, okay.
Who do you got?
Who do I got? I got Duke. Zion Williamson and everything. I just think they're too much. I don't want them to. I'm just trying to be a realist. I want to go the way you go, but I just don't see it. Trust me, man. I want to take UCF all the way, but I'm being a realist. The West Side. West Side? Oh, sorry. That was bad, right? Never mind. Ignore that, everybody. Gonzaga. Who do you like out there in the West?
I already told you Florida State's going to win that side.
Okay. So I'm going to go with my final being Gonzaga and... that's a tough one. I want to say Michigan. I want to say one. Just go chalk. Gonzaga, Michigan, and then I got Gonzaga going to the final. So I know I'm going chalk here. 1-1-1. But I think the West. My opinion, the West and East are just.
I think
chalk.
I think Florida's going to beat Florida State to go to the Final Four.
So
Florida State's going to beat Florida. To go to the Final Four.
Really?
Yep.
Wouldn't that be something? That rivalry out there.
Yeah.
So, Knowles and Gators. That'd be something else. All right, out there in the South, who do you got coming out of the South? This is the ones where you said people like St. Mary's, watch out, ODU.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna go the unpopular one. I'm going to say Virginia
Makes it out.
Actually,
Escapes.
They do what they're supposed to do.
Do you think they escapes, or do you think they're gonna win by a lot on these games? Do you think they're just gonna escape?
In the early going, I think they're just gonna escape, get their toes wet, and then they're gonna take off in the end.
Get momentum out there.
Get some momentum, and then keep going.
Yeah.
At Sweet 16, they should be in full form.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna go to get out of there. I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm actually gonna go. I'm actually gonna go Tennessee versus. I think Virginia loses to Wisconsin. I think we got a Tennessee, Wisconsin, and I got Tennessee coming out as a 2 seed.
Okay.
Coming out from the bottom. So I got Wisconsin. I just think Wisconsin has too many seniors, and I kind of like them. I've seen them play a couple times, and I kind of like Wisconsin. So, but I think they fall short against Tennessee, too athletic, and I think eventually Virginia's gonna fall to Wisconsin. I think they'll probably play in the Sweet 16 or something,
Right.
So I think Virginia falls, and now we go to the Midwest. Who do you got coming out of the Midwest? Here's my upset city. So, this is mine. One of mine upsets.
I think you're going to see probably Kentucky come out.
Of the Midwest?
Yep.
But who are you going to have them play against?
UNC. I think it's going to be pretty chalked.
I'm gonna go with yeah. I think Kentucky, but I think that you know what, man. I think Utah State's gonna upset North Carolina in the second round. I something about the shooter teams I like in this tournament. Utah State reminds me of another Wisconsin. I don't think Utah State's going to get there. I just think Utah State's going to take out North Carolina. So that'll open it up for someone like Kansas to get in versus Kentucky. I got Kentucky coming out of so I got two number two seeds and two one seeds in the final four.
Okay. And so who do you think's gonna make win it?
Oh, I got Duke winning the whole thing, and people are going to hate this, but it's going to be Duke and Kentucky in the in the championship game.
Yeah, probably I got Michigan. Who I got
I just think Calipari, he's there every year, out there. And I just think at the end of the day, unfortunately, until the one and dones are done, until we get people jumping out of high school, I think those they've done it so much, Frank, that I think Calipari and Coach K just put him in for the tournament every year, and they'll find a way to advance. And I just see it happening again. I see Calipari. See, no one's really. I don't think many people are talking about them down there. But if you look at their draw, Frank.
but Duke.
No, if you look at their draw, come here. Look at Kentucky's draw. Here's my point. I mean, are you not going to pick Kentucky over Seton Hall? And if they get by Seton Hall, I mean, who do you see? I'm just saying. Kentucky has a favorable draw down there.
Right.
I mean, look. I mean, look at their draw. You get my point right now.
Right, but I mean, UNC is obviously.
I mean, you can't pick a better draw for Kentucky out there.
I think I'm gonna pick Florida State though over Michigan State, and then go Florida State
winning the
on
whole
one side.
thing. Why Florida State? Do you know why, or you just
Florida State? Cause
they got seniors out there.
They're big. They're good. I think Florida State against
they got
Kentucky.
I think they got a lottery pick out there in Florida State too. So they have a really good player out there. So
they've just been playing well, and they upset. They think they upset
a couple people.
they upset Virginia, which I guess isn't much, but still,
did they? They beat Virginia.
Yeah, they upset Virginia. So I mean, I think they have a shot, especially on that side of the conference. I don't think Duke. I think Duke falters. I mean,
so I got a question for you once we get done with the season here. What do you think about Zion Williamson, his future? He's the star for Duke. You remember the star from Duke, Zion Williamson?
He got hurt.
Did he?
And then he came back. He came back.
The big guy for Duke, that's been dunking and on Sports Center a lot.
Right.
There's guys out there that
wouldn't you
take him number one.
Wouldn't you go to the draft?
Yeah, I mean, but the fact of the matter is, I think that it'll depend on what teams are tanking now to get him too. Which conference is he going to go in?
Listen.
Which conference is he going to get in? He's going to get out west.
Listen. He could get hurt next year, right?
Yeah.
It could all go away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or he can come out, get paid a few $1 million. No matter what degree he's going to get at Duke, no one's going to pay him that type of money that he'll make, even if he got hurt in his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
So you go out there, you get paid, man. You get paid.
Yeah. So and then what do you think about this one and done rule being talked about, being over with? People jumping down from high school soon. They haven't said it yet, but the NBA commissioner's come out and saying that the odds are very good that they're gonna drop the one and done rule and you can jump out of high school.
I mean, it's possible because honestly, half these people can't read. So why even make them go to college? I mean, they're good at ball. Let them play ball.
I mean, just people
let them get paid. College does nothing for people of that talent level. Just let them play.
Hey Frank, I was actually talking to somebody. I was subbing, and I was talking to one of the teacher aides, and she was saying that her cousin plays for the Knicks, and that her nephew plays for the Knicks, and he was the first. She was telling me, and I looked him up because to verify. I believed her, but I wanted to see the story. Robinson, I think Mitchell Robinson or something like that. What he did, Frank, is I think a lot of people are going to do. He just sat out. Okay, so he came out of high school. Right? He just sat out. Didn't play college. Didn't play nothing. Just sat out. It's a year past high school, so he can go to the. I mean, he can go to the draft. He just spent the year training. So when they called his name last year, they said his high school because that's the. But they let him jump because he spent a year because he was 19. He wasn't 18, and that's the only thing the rule says. The rule says you got to be 19.
So
I mean, what do you think about that? That's interesting.
only thing with that is when you sit out, you allow people to think that you might be out of shape. You might
Right. So
people haven't watched you play ball in a while. Can you play? Can you play at a level that's not high school?
Well, that's why he went to the second round to the Knicks.
Yeah.
He fell.
Can you play in college? You know what I mean?
He fell.
Can you play with elite talent? You played in high school. Can you play with elite talent? What happens when you get to elite talent? And you can't prove that. I mean, you might lose money there.
Yeah. So he lost money, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to go to college, so he just said screw it. And this was him, and he was a McDonald's All-American, and he was the first player ever to do that. I'm pretty sure.
It's a very big
To
risk.
skip.
It's
To
a very,
skip.
it's
I
a
mean,
very,
obviously people have jumped out, but to skip like anything after high school,
it's a very risky thing.
he just chilled.
It's got to be lucky, I guess.
Went unemployed, and lived and trained and got it, and got drafted. But I mean, the only way is 7-1 too. That helped. But
7-1 doesn't hurt.
I mean 7-1, and right now he's averaging 6 and 5. But I don't know, man. I just think the NBA is an interesting spot now. Once they start letting guys jump again, it should be interesting.
You're gonna get a lot of less people in college. The
Yeah.
NCAA is gonna be hurt by it.
Mm-hmm. So you think the talent of the dance is going to be diminished again?
Absolutely.
Because it was kind of back then too. I feel like it's going to swing up and down. Like I feel like the talent.
Although you got some people though that want to take the time to refine their skills. I mean, look at Jordan. A lot of people.
Curry was there for 4 years for his school, or wasn't not 4 years, but he was there for 3 years. Davidson, right?
Right. Look at
He jumped, but he jumped after 3, I think.
John Wall in Kentucky.
Or did he jump after 3 or 2? Stephen Curry, do you remember?
I do not remember. I know John Wall jumped after 1.
Yeah. Let's see, who else jumped?
But that's Kentucky. Kentucky, they want you to do that.
Harden jumped from Arizona State, but I don't know. I think he jumped after 1 or 2. Everyone jumps nowadays. So.
But you're not going to have that recruiting talent. You know what I mean?
Westbrook jumped. I'm pretty sure he jumped from UCLA. So I mean,
you're not going to have that recruiting talent that you did. I mean,
they all jump. All the stars jump.
I don't even know what Calipari's going to do. How's Calipari going to even recruit if they get rid of that one and done?
No, trust me. I'm picking him this year, but when that one and done rule ends, I
don't know what Kentucky's going to do.
So
I don't know what Kentucky's going to do.
Man, Frank. So anything since we're sitting
Derrick Rose, even when he was in Memphis, he had Derrick Rose. That's his whole skills. One and then get the hell out and go to the NBA.
Yeah. So Frank, anything else? You got any other picks on the dance or any thoughts on the tournament before we wrap up?
I'm interested to see all the upsets. I really am. I think there's going to be quite a few more. I'm interested to see the ACC, how their 3-1 seeds do. Zags are going to obviously falter. Duke's an interesting team. They either get to the round of 32 and lose, or they win the whole thing. So you never know what's going to happen. Duke's interesting.
Oh, did we pick our national champions yet? Or you did, right? You picked your national champion?
I think I said Kentucky.
All right, I'm picking Duke.
Okay.
You picked Kentucky. I thought you picked Florida State and you picked Florida State and Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I picked Duke and Kentucky, and I'm taking Duke. So there you go. That's their picks for guys that guys that are seniors. I think will be a big deal this year.
So Sean, how are you at Madden?
How am I at Madden? I haven't played in 5 or 6 years, Frank. I haven't touched an Xbox controller in at least 5 years.
Are you a very good Madden player?
I mean, I used to be back in the day of PS2 and PS3.
PS3 still a thing.
Are we talking about the fact that you beat me in the rain, and I haven't played in a long time. You
The
beat me in
rain that you picked.
rain, 5 minute quarters. You told me the wrong buttons. Like
I showed you the actual.
I didn't know. I didn't know
outlined the buttons
sprint.
for
I
you.
didn't know what sprint was until the second quarter. You
I
know?
outlined the buttons for you. I told you. I
No, it
even
was
showed you
fun
a goddamn
though.
diagram.
I had a good time. It was fun. You did beat me though.
I'm
You know.
gonna be honest with you. It was only what 30.
Yeah, but you didn't try.
It was only 31-8. I expected it to. I still, even though if I not trying, I still expected to beat you 60-0.
Yeah.
Even not trying.
I had a couple touchdowns. You know.
Yeah.
I had 3 picks. I mean, I just said
That's
no.
true.
I said no offense.
I hate Eli Manning, so
And you put Nassib in.
that's how much I hate Eli Manning.
So, all right, Frank. Since we're cynical thought,
Sure.
You want to talk about? Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Here's my cynical thought.
Cynical. Man, we haven't had one of them in a while.
I'm sick of watching Duke win. Someone beat them.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go cynical. You know, I'm tired of the committee and everything saying, you know, talking about how making all these new formats. Now there's Frank. There used to be called an RPI. You know, where they rank all the teams. Now there's all these formulas like net and quad. It's like what they expect the people to be now, math majors, like to figure out what the fuck someone gets seated. And I just feel like there's too much thought into it. Here's what you do: you line them up, you know, and you say, fuck all the small schools and stuff, and you just say who are the best 64 teams. Now we got all this 68 teams and bullshit.
And you got things like UCF.
Money.
You got things like UCF never getting in.
Well, no, we'll get in. I'm talking about the real small schools, Frank. Like
UCF, aren't they Division 3?
No, no name, like no name,
USF?
no, like no name state, like New Mexico State. What do you mean, like Oswego State?
No, UCF, aren't they D3?
What, like Oswego State?
Yeah, Oswego State's
Who
D3.
went 24-6?
They did, and they made the dance in their conference.
And they beat Nazareth. So I mean,
look at that, high shit, high level sports.
Shout out to Nazareth, right? No, but anyways, I just think the dance they get into too complicated. You know, you line them up and you play. I mean, you line them up, line the top 64. Fuck all this shit. As my battery gets low.
But what about winning your conference? You don't think that should get
No,
you a miss?
I do, but I think that I think the conference tournament kind of fucks over the small people too, because you get people like Belmont who are lucky to even get in. They had to get lucky to get in. I think you should take the regular season champion of the small schools.
But then that doesn't bring anything to March Madness.
Yeah, but it gets the really good small people, because people that get fucked and choke in the finals, you know,
are going to choke in the 64 team bracket.
No, because
you want those teams that are hot in the game.
Even the small school?
Well,
yeah, so they upset. So they upset.
Because you want the upset. You want the hot teams in this, so they upset.
But
you're welcome for me fixing your stuff.
No, but I'm pretty sure you think that Belmont's gonna make a run though this year. That's what you said earlier, right?
I'm hoping.
I think Belmont's a tricky team. I mean, so.
And I hate Maryland.
I'm glad that Belmont got in though, because in the past, a team like that wouldn't have made it. But I think now that they got publicity, the media ran with it this last week, and not saying the media impacts the committee, but you know they got in conveniently when the media was talking about them.
Gonzaga choked.
Yeah,
and they still got in as a 1 seed.
So
and they didn't even win their no-name conference.
All right, with that, subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. Frank, anything else?
I'm hungry.
Stay tuned for this ad from A Teaspoon of Healing. Take care.
Have a great one.
Hi, I'm Dawn Damari, host of A Teaspoon of Healing podcast. On my show, people share their healing journeys, and I chat with nutrition, wellness, and Reiki experts. You can find me on iTunes, Google Play, and wherever you get your podcasts, or go to my website, teaspoonofhealing.com.